Okie dokie, gentlemen, are we all here ready to fucking go? I asked y'all a question! As I reveal my giant monkey! That's not as funny as you thought it was, boy!
God, I thought he meant penis!
I swear, the only thing I hate more than weaklings... Hey! I'm speaking, soldier! Don't fucking speak unless you're smoking fucking dirt! What we're gonna do is we're gonna flare
The talk show at the end of the week.
Space is big.
Star Citizen Base.
It's really big.
Round Table.
Crash.
What? You crashed? Oh, no,
crashed.
really?
It crashed. Really? 30K? No. That's
I thought
so
Star
surprising.
Citizen was super stable right
Just
now.
as we start.
That's brilliant. What timing? Absolutely beautiful timing. Yeah, it's...
Yep. Oh, awesome.
Welcome to the round table,
Star
everybody.
uh,
Where if we don't crash, the game will crash. So yeah, it's
So true, so true.
another one of those days, eh? Sunday, we're here, entertain you, hopefully. Make you cringe, or make you happy, or make you more informative, or
Make you feel something.
it's definitely something, I guess. Yeah.
Confused.
And yeah, I think I have the names wrong already, but I mean, Gentile. What was he even
might
doing? He
make
was
it.
picking up
he-
a dead animal.
he's collecting... Yeah,
Carcasses.
collecting two deer.
He's out
Cheap. Good cheap
enjoying
meat.
himself.
And he had to drive 4 hours to do that.
Yeah, but apparently it's starting to snow up there, so...
Oh,
and we know
yeah,
how bad it
yeah,
gets, so...
You know that means extra enjoyment, right?
Sure, I like that too. Just to see
I'm sure he'll
everybody
get
cringe
some
in
of
the
it.
snow. I was like, I have winter tires.
Just wanted to clean it up a little bit there, Azus.
He might be here in time, before the end.
I doubt it.
I don't know the weather. Someone have weather forecast for where he is.
Cold.
It's cold, yeah. Actually, we're forecasted to have
snowing.
snow here.
Well, I mean, we know where he's coming from, though.
Right, yeah. But he'll probably get some of that deer, so he'll be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
He didn't
Deer.
have to stay out there in the cold to get it. It's just had to waste the gas.
Deer is expensive meat.
Is it?
Yeah.
Mm. So it's a very cheap way of getting it.
So true, so true. So what do we want to start off with today? Ugh.
Don't know, I hear
Well, I
there's a
don't
game
know.
called Star Citizen.
Obviously, he's playing it, but if any of you...
Yep.
No, I think I know the answer
First
already.
wave.
Dio doesn't play the game. And you probably have tried 3.8.
I have. I jumped into it for a little while, gave it a shot. It's not bad.
No.
There's still a
I'm
lot
waiting for
of
the bucks.
30Ks, which is expected. They're getting slightly less and less occurrences, so that's good, right? They're making the fixes and stuff. Microtech is really as breathtaking as you saw it in the presentation. Two totally different experiences when you go there during the day and during the night. It's like literally night and day. I mean, it just you get a totally different vibe for the city. You can't really land anywhere, but that's neither here nor there. We kind of know that. They're supposed to. It doesn't work, but it's there. You can ask for landing privileges, but none of the hangars open up and let you land. Let's see.
Oh.
One of the things I noticed, which is really weird, and I don't know how they're going to address it. If they do want us to be able to land there and land at those hangars and stuff like that, I didn't see anywhere that you can get a vehicle.
It was just nearby. If you
Is it
if you
nearby?
follow,
'Cause I didn't
Did you
see it.
watch the
if you,
demo?
if you
though?
follow the mag, yeah, well that too. But if you follow the maglev line to where it stops, at the spaceport, am I breaking up again?
It's, a little,
you're
it's okay. I'm pretty sure
Um,
we'll get that fixed anyway.
Just there are two garages just below the maglev.
Okay.
So you can call it, but you can't get into the garages just yet.
No.
Okay. So hopefully they'll be available when they release it live.
It may be, or we don't really know how that's. I mean, it can't be that hard, but we don't really know how that is going to be reached. Though it could be that you take an elevator from the space station, or it's an extra stop from the train tracks in front of the space station's stop. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
anyway,
then
it's
the
right next
planetary
to it.
tech on all the other moons and the planets are really cool. You can
Oh,
you
you're
can
kidding
see
me.
the difference.
Am I 30k in
30K.
already? Yeah.
Nothing's going.
Wow, what a start. I heard some people complaining about it today. It was fine
well,
yesterday.
You know what? Here's my theory on that. A lot of people still work on the weekends, on Saturdays in particular. So the server load was probably not as heavy as it is now, because on Sundays there's less people working.
And a crash.
And so there are more people playing. So the load is probably greater. That's just my guess.
I might move from Europe to the States. See what happens.
That sounds like an educated guess.
There.
But yeah, anyway.
Oh yeah, there
Microtech.
is that them right there? Is that what you were talking about, Ron?
That's the
I
garages,
just saw you
yeah.
pop it up. Those are the
Yeah, yeah.
garages. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
They're in front of the space station. Pretty much. This is the train
entry
line
point to the
that
train.
goes across the lake to New Babbage, and this thing is right under there. And there's like doors here, and there's like smaller doors there. You can enter by foot, and this obviously these are the vehicle doors.
Mhm.
Somebody managed to get into the line itself. So,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, something. like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, somebody linked that somewhere.
Not
I
that
saw
that's
that.
very useful to see anyway, but
Yeah.
obviously
Yeah.
it's not
It was.
finished.
It was.
There's
was
nothing
nice.
there. Surprise!
Went through the walls into
Uh-huh.
another line. It was ugly, but yeah, the potential is definitely there. The cold effects aren't in place yet, so you can walk around in just a regular suit. You're not being affected physically yet, but the storms are playing out and stuff like that, which is really, really cool.
Though it's still difficult to find them.
Find what? The storms?
The storms, yeah. It's not easy.
Actually, you can probably just hang around Microtech for a little while, and it'll come through. Because they did talk about it in the Star Citizen Live, and then so what it is, it's like a big wheel, right, that covers a large surface of or area of the planet, and it cycles. And then so when this piece of the wheel goes over this area, it's a storm, and then as it moves along, it declines and stuff like that. That's what I think I saw. I didn't really watch it entirely. It was just a small segment that I caught, but that's the impression I got, is that there's, as random as they can make it, is there's these, just these areas that just rotate or shift or whatever, and then it brings the event with it. So just hang out at Microtech long enough and a storm will come through.
Yeah, not long enough before it crashes. It's always the question right now,
Yeah,
because it's like
That's
it's like when I'm taking. I was making pictures of the stations in orbit. They look great though. They're all nicely made from the exterior at least. But I mean, just making picture and waiting for the light to come across, and because it's always different, and it's like, please don't crash, I want to make this picture, and then it crashes, and I have to try it again. Luckily I was spawned there, so it wasn't that much of a problem.
Yeah, I have to say that's the godsend now, that you can spawn from space stations.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
such a big thing. really is a big thing.
Mhm.
Because that means you can go anywhere now on the map. And if it does crash, you don't have to go far.
Well, I think a lot of the, although it's still like a slow gameplay kind of game, it's not meant to be played super fast. The fact that if you were to spawn on a planet, you had to continuously run from the hab section of the city, whatever city you were in, take the train to the space station, spawn a ship, fly it all the way through the atmosphere into space until you could actually jump in the first place, and that usually already took like 10 minutes off of your off that because it took some time. So to be able to spawn or stop in space above the planet means you can have some lots of options open there,
Absolutely.
and you can also
That's probably why they
instantly,
did it.
go around the planet. You don't have to
Because
go
not
out.
everybody wants to go down to the main city and be
No.
spawn set there.
Well, it's not just that. I don't think it's actually designed to be that way anyway, because the space station, even in the description in the game, the space stations above the landing zones describe themselves as kind of like throughput stations. So like for cargo, when stuff needs to be delivered down to the planet, it goes through that station. Not only that, the bigger ships, say you have an 890 jump, you can take it into the atmosphere if you want, but it's just a waste of fuel usually and time. So dock, take smaller ship, go down to the planet. I think that's the overarching idea of those things.
What were your guys' impression?
Of those stations?
No, just the patch overall and the new tech, the planet tech and stuff, microtech.
Well, I thought it was quite stable yesterday. Anyway, last night was quite stable. I like the stations. They're nice and big and airy. Though you can get lost, they could do with signage big time. Because each one is different, and say a hab is at one part in one station, then somewhere else it's completely different position. So it's difficult to remember them all. So signage would be very nice, CIG, if you can actually have that. But overall, yeah, I'm really happy at 3.8. I think people will be happy about it if we can get the crashes out of the way and get rid of the 30Ks. There's a couple of things missing. We haven't got the party system working yet.
The original
issue,
party systems just broke right now. Yeah.
Oh no, it was the one that was working in 3.7. You could
it's
get
not
together.
Party launch.
Yeah.
It's in the patch notes. Yeah, it's currently not even functioning.
So that's kind of important because that's the main element that people want to do is get together. And if that isn't there, then this might be short-lived.
It isn't.
Patch.
Oh, they'll have that.
So I'm looking at the patch notes here. Impounding function, loss system, and define functionality to the loss system. We've noticed that there are now like ATM kind of like machines or terminals scattered around space station and stuff. Where else are they? Like maybe they're even planet side in the cities as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That
pay your
you
fines.
can you can use to pay your fines. Basically, it's a mini police station, if you want to call it that, where you can see your fines and pay them and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Although
I like
I've
that
not,
little gameplay.
it works when it comes to parking fines and stuff that you do not get a crime stat for. As far as I've tried them, but if you actually get a crime stat, it doesn't seem to be registering that, or maybe they already fixed that. I don't know, or maybe it's not even intended to do that.
Well, right now it's got a bug where if you try to use it, it flips you at 180, so you can't actually use it and you get stuck. So that's in the known issues section. So using it hasn't been very beneficial. But I did see Scorpion66. He went to use the hacking device. He used the card and hacked his thing, and he had the options to pick why it's being removed from his records, which is really cool. You know, the stuff that they talked about. So he did that. He actually
Anyone tried melee?
cleared out some of his stuff. I tried it a little bit, not against other players.
Yeah, I tried
I
it.
went up-
in
I
Grim
I
Hex.
tried beating up some NPCs. It was pretty cool. Learning to use it. I mean, most of the videos that I've seen is you had 3 or 4 guys all beating each other up, which is kind of dumb.
That
You
was a
can't
bit of
really
fun, though.
get a good feel for it's fun. It's just but you can't really get a good feel for how it works. And I haven't seen anybody take anybody down with it. I just see them all in groups beating each other up. So
That's the Citizen Con knife
The Citizen Con knife. Do you remember this
from
knife?
last year. Yeah, well,
It only took a year to get into the game.
it took a year because
it's
They had planned it for
in the
this
game
patch,
sooner.
so-
We just had it as a display piece.
no, I don't think it was even in the game
It was
at all.
no, it was in as a display piece.
Really?
We couldn't use it because they didn't have the functionality in for melee combat.
Well, now they do. So yeah, that's why it took
Now
a
they
year.
do, so it's no longer a display piece. It's actually usable. But it was in the game.
It's funny. What does that remind me of? Like that shape? It's like some building.
A lightsaber, a baby lightsaber.
No, like it has like
Baby
two
Yoda lightsaber,
pins
that's it.
in a. I don't know.
Be handy for making toast. You can just cook the bread and automatically toast it.
In the middle.
There you go.
Well, you're assuming that thing's hot, but who knows?
It's a cool looking knife, but if you put it away, if you let me. Yeah.
Everything clips in your pants. I mean,
Oh, look at it. It glows. You'll stick out a mile away.
wow.
So it's almost bad as that helmet that glows on the top.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
Oh, look, I'm on target. Shoot
All
here.
that flare stuff just meant to show
Yeah.
off. No?
yeah, but I wish you can switch it off. It'd be nice if you gave you that option anyway.
That would make sense. Turn it
There we
off.
go. See, look.
Another
I can look.
another thing I noticed, everybody's flying the Pisces. It's like everybody's really falling in love with that ship.
Just does everything for you.
There's a big ass light
Yeah.
now too, because the headlights were broken in 3.7. So that's really useful on planets then to have that.
Mhm.
Now it seems to have
Yeah,
a relatively large quantum fuel tank though, because I can remember I can't even go across the system in an Avenger, but with this thing, the Pisces, it's just that you can go all the way to Microtech in one jump.
mhm.
Well, I think, particularly when they went to open PU, that they've changed everything, including smaller ships. Originally, when 3.8 came out, it was that smaller ships were slower and smaller fuel tanks. Now I think they're all roughly similar. It's just that apparently the components now wear much quicker. And that's what one of the devs said anyway in the chat.
I don't know. I agree with Realm. I mean, when I took out the Avenger, I don't think I had enough fuel to jump from Port Olisar to Microtech. I actually had to stop somewhere in the middle. And of course, when I go there to refuel, I can't refuel because of that bug, which was a waste. But with the Pisces, you don't have to. You can just go straight to.
But it's the newer ships that seem to be okay. The Pisces, the Mantis also has a.
So you think they need to go back and
yeah,
reset the numbers on a
I
bunch
think
of
so.
the old ships? It's possible.
Must go through the rest of them actually.
How do you
all
guys
the
like the new quantum experience, where it ramps up before it
I-
actually jumps?
Yeah, I like them ramping up. I think
yeah.
it stalls the pausing problem that we all had.
Yeah, but
Um,
I mean, I think you were one of those people that didn't like the fact that it kept momentum afterwards, but I actually liked that. And it's whether you were going a certain speed before you were jumping, when you come out, you're always back at 0. And well, I did kind of like that because you could just keep momentum if you were going down. It didn't always really. The fact that in 3.7 is that when you did that there, it didn't always work properly, because if you were facing a certain direction, you had momentum in, say, that direction, you went into quantum travel, you came out of quantum travel, and suddenly you were being pushed in a different direction. So the momentum was still kept, but it suddenly had changed course for whatever weird reason. It didn't always work properly. Though it was kind of nice to have, because that way you could always, if you were good enough, you could point towards knowing where you would come out of quantum travel and point towards where you wanted to go afterwards and speed up that process and really be fast enough to jump into something, Now it's just you're dead still when you can't come out all the time.
No, I'll stick with my original. I'm not a fan of the drifting. I thought the whole idea of the quantum was to create a bubble. So if it shuts down, which it does about 5 million kilometers away from your target, the bubble should shut down, that kind of thing. So anyway, I'm just being fussy. It's quicker to get across, so you'll all be happy about that.
Yeah, seems to be a better experience, I think.
Don't know. I kind of liked it being long, but I suppose there's no gameplay
long.
really to.
It's still kind of long. It's just not as long.
Well, here's me. It just traveled now 48 million kilometers. In the old one now, that would have taken forever.
And that ship in like at least 15 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of like that added. It should take time in a smaller ship.
Yeah. Well, could they really have? I mean, it still was quite a. I mean, they made their point. Space is big, but could they have made it so that it was still engaging enough to bridge that time? Because some systems are so freaking large across that you'd be doing nothing most of the time. Even if you may have had to have something to do, you cannot really fill all that time with gameplay content. I think so. They may still have something in plans where you can.
Oh, here's something to consider, right? If let's try and use some kind of physics, right, in this whole thing. Not to saying that I'm a physics person or anything, but let's assume, right, that we can achieve a top speed, right? So 0.2, 0.3 of light, whatever it is, right? The quantum engines, and we can't exceed that. We just can't, right? Because of the type of way our quantum engines work, right? We don't have the technology to exceed that speed. So the quantum engines are going to be built for the size of the ship to meet that speed of 0.3. So every ship, regardless of size...
Oh, I'm in my Avenger.
Because it's all based off of mass, right? Because regardless of size, right, you're going to have the engine that's going to be able to move that mass at 0.3. So technically, all ships, regardless of size, should travel in quantum at the same speed. Right?
I think that's kind of what they
do
now.
The only difference is how much fuel you carry.
Whoa.
And how much fuel you have to use up because of that engine.
Look,
right?
I logged out yesterday in my Avenger, and I'm in my Avenger.
Oh, did it work?
So I did. Okay. It crashed because I exited the server, but it does that all the time. It didn't actually crash before that, so it saved a moment of truth. But here it is. I'm still in my Avenger on the planet.
And the weather is still there.
Yeah, it's that weird. Cool. It's a bit weird though. This
is that the weather, or is that your lights?
No, that's some sort of the weather. I've seen that on other things too. It's sometimes really weird. It flashes a lot. This cannot be intended.
No, probably not. It's still something to do with lighting and the textures and stuff like that, probably.
Oh, there we go.
But there you go. There's a storm. Woo!
Something's blowing over that hill. Yeah, I've been checking just around the planet to see some of the different biomes. So they look okay, look good. Some of them, obviously, like we said even in the past, there's so much rocks on some of them down there. It's like ridiculous. You're looking at
Yeah,
this and
but-
you're like, what? the
But they removed the collision on a lot of them, so you actually drive
Really?
through a lot of smaller ones. Yeah.
Okay, so
That's what I've been
I haven't
seeing.
driven on the ground and yet to do that sort of thing. But I mean, look at this, man. It's like,
But that takes away from the immersion, right? You drive through the rocks in some cases, and
does,
then you
yeah.
think you got another rock that you can drive through, and you can't.
Yeah, you have to be careful of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I did try it on Hurston a while ago, and it was glorious because you can actually get a bit of distance away from Lorville. I'm so used to crashing, stopping and starting, which is kind of frustrating to drive.
mhm.
So it is nice to actually properly use a vehicle, but yeah, it's ridiculous that you can go through rocks and bushes and trees and all that.
But
I say that's a bug.
I mean, another thing about the planetary tech, though, it's Planets V4. Obviously, what we've seen in the demo, and what they've shown us, really sticking fruit here. You can clearly see a lot of what they showed there is the biome transitions and the way that it's not so much gridded anymore. It's just a very natural way when it transitions between whatever this is to the mountain, the snowy mountains there. It's very nicely done there. There's a lot of LOD issues. I don't know how you want to call it, but
Where are you, William, sir?
I'm not sure about the range on spawning the trees when they were visible, because suddenly they're there and they're like, oh, so there are trees. From a distance, it just looked like it was a barren wasteland, and suddenly there are trees.
This is the Microtech Lagrange Point 1 rest stop. So this is the new rest stops.
Oh, as far as I know, they're all new rest stops, right? So the old ones now literally don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
I hope they still have them, the smaller ones. I hope they still have them in obscure little places out of the way.
I guess
kind
you
of
could
thing.
still use that, yeah, because they were technically not
They worked
bad.
fine.
They were, yeah.
I remember them talking about keeping or having older, more run down rest stops as well.
Yeah, it's still on
Dotted
the
about the
roadmap.
place.
And
It's
abandoned
still on
ones,
the
yeah.
roadmap. Let's see. Where is that? I think that's
Uninhabited, whatever it's called, yeah.
yeah. Let's see. Is that on
Oh, that's a
399?
lot.
I love
of
this
trees.
office. I love this office here. If you look in here, there's a guy who works in here, right?
Yeah, I've seen that, though.
But there's no door. There's no door at all. So how can he get in and out of there if there's no door?
There's
Through
a
the
secret
window.
door.
Get out through the
The
window.
window is the door. Yeah,
But there's loads of these little cubby holes here, kind of thing.
yeah, it's
That's the
all
only thing
procedurally
about it.
generated.
Yeah. Some rest stops are a bit silly now, I have to say. A couple of ridiculous dead ends. But yeah, I think it's cool. This is the so-called food court.
Which you
So,
can't do anything with, though. right now.
3.9
Whoa.
is supposed to
whoa,
have the unoccupied rest stops.
Hmm.
So we'll have to see what they use for those. But I really hope that they do keep the old, smaller ones, because there's reason to have them in the universe. You're not gonna build a huge, giant rest stop everywhere. It makes sense to have it as an something orbiting over the major city and the planets and stuff like that, but you don't necessarily have to have something that big everywhere.
Did it say juice bar?
It did.
It did.
I did. That's a juice bar, apparently.
Juice box. So helmets, droplets. A lot of people on the community are drooling over that as well.
Yeah.
But is it as
Actual-
good as it is in the video?
Yeah, you can see it here too.
Yeah, it is.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, even flying in the ship, you'll see it on the windshield of the ship.
It's
It's
like
really
it's
cool.
fogging up a little bit in the bottom there, and there's droplets and half molten snow, whatever. And go back inside, it's gonna eventually disappear over time.
Yeah, the visuals are really nice. They really got that.
Yeah, see, it's dripping down. Even you can probably hardly see it on the stream, but it's all animated. It's very nice.
The bar. The bar is exactly the same as all the stations. I'm not happy about that. Don't know why.
Well,
One pool table, jukeboxes, and these seats down here, and the big bar sign. It's all the same.
well, you can go from one station to the other. They're technically all the same. But they're just reshuffled on how they're set up.
No,
Because I went from one station to another, and I didn't see anything different other than the placement. It was all the same stores in the food court, the same bar. It's like, I know that they say they want diversity, and they kind of have it, but it's just reorganizing the same assets over and over again. The easy habs are all identical.
Mhm.
Every last one of them is identical. You go
Great
out the same
slogan.
way. So
hot dogs. Ah, there we
cancers.
go.
I want the old ones back. Why are they cancer, Zeus?
Who's
Do you need a new computer? Is that what it is? You can't handle
No, he's right.
Yeah,
Yeah, the holograms in the food courts, they're like, they're fucked up.
Are they?
Well, they mess up your frame
don't
rate
have- Okay.
big
Yeah, I
time.
didn't
Like
feel
when you
it.
go
I
into
didn't
that
see it.
room, you see that big ass hologram. It's like you're tanking your frame rate and instantly drop like 5 or 10 frames.
That's a new error. Never seen that one before.
What'd it say?
60,015. Can't join because it's full.
Well, you were in it.
You know, but it stops me now from spamming this.
Well, that's another.
Here, invite me, really.
It's another odd issue that I've noticed, though, that even when you do crash to desktop, there's this recovery thing that pops up, of course, that we know of, but then the server's already full, so it doesn't seem to properly save spots anymore. It's like your server's gone, and you cannot recover.
yeah, it
from
just
what you were
fills it
doing.
up as fast.
Yeah, I agree, Zeus. It desperately needs signs. As I said, they are all over the place.
Cannot.
I don't know. I don't have a problem navigating them. I've been to several of them.
No, yeah, but they're all completely different, and sometimes
It's just, like I
difficult
said,
to-
it's just the layout. It's just there's a pattern. You can see the pattern, but then again, that's what I do for a living. Is I look at patterns, so I recognize them fairly quickly. But yeah, no, I can navigate the stations with no problem.
I just can't seem to remember them all.
Come on.
They could do a change.
Sense of
This is a
direction.
bit too bland. They're all the same here.
They are all identical.
Get a party invite though? No,
Did you get? No. Did you send one?
I did. Over the
Try
command.
again?
So let's talk Ares.
Who?
Ares.
Who's
Ship.
Ares?
Ares, the ship.
Oh,
The Greek god of war.
That guy, yeah.
Yeah. He's been dead a while now.
Yeah. Well, we don't know that, do we? Is he really dead?
I should probably,
He's hiding. He's hiding. He knows that we're crazy
Uh-oh.
motherfuckers. He doesn't want anything to do with us.
Maybe he's retired and went somewhere else.
Yeah. So thoughts on the ship? Do you like?
Mhm.
Do you not like?
I'll be honest with you. I was quite annoyed at the day one when I heard about it, and the reason was it really has thrown a spanner in the works
has it?
regarding balancing.
Okay.
It has rendered a lot of ships questionable now what their roles are.
How so?
It's an extraordinarily powerful ship and really has rendered the Hurricane, I think, useless. What's the point of getting a two-person ship when you can just get a single-person Ares? It's also long range. May not have the fuel tank of a Vanguard, but it's still decent range. And what's the point of the Harbinger?
The Hurricane is not necessarily a ship that's meant to combat capital ships, right? It's got a pilot. It's got a turret gunner. Turret gunners, they can
It's designed to hit
do
hard
escorts.
quickly.
Yeah. So it could be used against capital ships, right?
Mhm.
They move around. They can also take out fighters that are supporting the capital ships, right? They don't just necessarily have to go up against
I'm
the
gonna try and hit that with a
capital
size
ship
7
itself.
cannon, though.
The vanguards, they're heavy fighters, but they're long range, right? So they're meant to go out on long runs to be able to do stuff. They can do combat against fighters as well as capital ships, but probably not as effective as the Ares is. The Ares is really a specific role ship that's meant to attack capital
Very
ships,
specific, yeah.
right? It's very specific, like a bomber.
It's a fighter with a
Right.
big ass gun, and
It's
with
a big-ass
with a big
gun.
ass gun. You can only just hit big ass targets because you don't really.
I
doing
mean,
this
you're going to
to-
be struggling. Exactly. You're going to be struggling fighting against another fighter with that thing. If you hit, you're going to hurt the fucker. But you got to hit, right? You got to be maneuverable enough to hit them, right? So that's the thing about it. And it really is going to come down to balance. I look at it as a energy or ballistic torpedo boat, right? That's the way I look at it.
It's not torpedoes, though. It has a lot of missiles, but
well, yeah, it's got missiles too, but it's really meant to take down the shields, right? As quick as possible, I think, is what it's supposed to do. That has a very specific role. One of the things I saw someone post in one of the streams is like they're going to use it as a sniper at a jump point, which concerns me because that's actually something that they can do, right? They hang out at a jump point, they wait for somebody to come in while they're recovering. You just snipe them with a size 7 fucking weapon, right? So against smaller ships, smaller medium ships, that's going to be a problem, right? So I hope CIG is watching and hears this so that they can freaking figure out what they're going to do about that, because putting those gates in definitely makes you an easy target when you come through the other side, right? The one thing that I wanted to bring up, right? So we all hear the rumors about the Idris mission, right? We saw the screenshot. We hear they're going to destroy Port Al-Assar event and all that other crap, right? Apparently, and I heard this, I haven't seen it. I haven't tried to figure out if it's true or not. But Bert Black apparently found all the missions and played through them that are part of the story event, except for the last one, which is supposed to bring in the Idris, right? So everybody was thinking that the Ares was going to be flight ready when they put it on sale and stuff. I think that once they're ready to roll out that mission with the Idris, the Ares will be ready. I think it's actually flight ready now. I just don't think they're giving it to us until they're
don't
ready
think so.
for us to attack the Idris.
I don't think so, because it's not even a hologram ready for it on the website.
They don't have to do that if they don't want to. If they want to keep it a secret,
This be absolutely different if they did that.
if they don't want us to have access to it until they're actually ready for us to fight the Idris in that mission, they don't have to put anything out. They just say, "Oh, hey, look, we got it done. Here you go."
No, if it's not modeled, it's not there. I absolutely doubt this is going to be ready in the first quarter.
Well, it all depends on when they're going to give us that mission with the Idris. Because right now, do we have anything that can actually go up against the Idris except another Idris?
I don't know.
That doesn't require a huge amount of players.
Suppose the Retaliator can. The Torps are powerful.
Those Torps suck.
They-
They can't do shit right now.
I don't
They're
know,
not
you can-
balanced.
in theory.
There's still one. Well, you can
They have to
still
give
blow.
us a way. They have to give us a way to beat the Idris.
The Torps do well against an 890 jump, I think. So
Oh, it's going to depend on how many people you have
That's
to
a capital
bring to
ship.
do the mission and how the mission plays out, right?
hi.
But if they have a functioning Idris out there, you're going to need something that can put a punch into it, and I bet you it's going to be the Ares.
Look at this,
Yeah,
still relatively large for a fighter.
Well, it's
It's got to
heavy.
carry a. It's got to carry a size 7.
I know.
Have you seen the size 6s over in Hurston?
Mm,
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
yeah.
those things are fucking huge.
yeah, yeah. They're big.
No ground targets too. Yeah.
Look at this. Old-fashioned
would-
oven.
Yeah.
It's even got a dial on it.
People were talking about using the Gatling Ares as a ship to strafe the ground and take out ground troops. It's an
Yeah,
interesting role.
A10. But there's no doubt about it. It's an A10.
You noticed the interesting bit about those guns, though, is that I think they explained that in Star Citizen, Inside Star Citizen. The fact that the energy variant, the laser cannon variant on the Ares Ion, requires an additional power plant, shield, and cooler, specifically for the gun to operate next to the components that are in the ship.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's going to be a lot of maintaining to do and stuff like that. The ballistic doesn't have that, so you can carry more ammo that way.
But they seem to be gearing it towards that you need both of them really to work properly. So you use the laser cannon to wear down the shields, and then you use the Gatling to tear it up, basically. Yeah, you can use the Gatling as an individual, but we don't know how effective it really will be.
You can't switch them out either.
We don't know how is it nimble? I hope not. And I didn't pay attention. Damn it! I hate when I do that.
Pad 1.
Was it pad 1?
I don't know, probably. I mean, it's
Yeah,
best guess usually.
Yeah, pad 1.
I heard that the devs were trolling people flying around in the mole. Some
Nobody's
people saw the
flying around
moles.
in the mole.
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear that one.
I mean, the devs are flying
I don't
around
know
in
if
the
it's-
mole.
Yeah.
No, you have to be careful. Rumor mills
Yeah,
running
Jesus.
pretty high at the moment. Because I still don't believe that the Paula share is going to be blown up. That's just ridiculous. That's we were talking about this last night, and Junto put it correctly. It's just a couple of rumors that got together, and then somebody came up with, "Oh yeah, no, the Idris is going to blow up Paula share." What is that? Is that somebody?
Well, it gives it a reason to be replaced other than just.
Yeah,
Popping a
why?
new one.
Why? You see, the problem is that Port Lasser is owned by Crusaders, not owned by R&R. So it would be a different station. Now, it does need an upgrade. There's no doubt about it. I think one of the... What is this guy doing? Oh, he's trying to get a dragonfly into a back of a freelancer. There is one of the stations that look awfully like Port Lasser on the far side of Crusader. So it's quite possible they might simply just swap it over. But no, I don't think they're going to blow it up per se. It's part of lore anyway, and I don't see why they would do something like that.
For new lore.
Seems cheap. Oh yeah, we need to replace a model of a station. Let's make a lore story about it being blown up.
Why not? We need events, right? People want events. People want things to happen in the game that they can partake in.
It's alpha.
Sure, but there's plenty of people that are still playing and looking for that kind of stuff, and this is a way for them to test it out. Hey, we need to create events. How do we do it? let's blow up Port Olisar.
Oh no.
What? Can't jump?
No.
No fuel?
No. It's not jumping.
It's 30k.
30k?
It's 30k. Yay. God damn it. It really is bad today.
Suicide.
Better than that in case it might get crime stat.
Yeah. Plus, you'll get your ship back without having to reclaim it.
I can see somebody move.
Where are you trying to go?
Maybe they were already
Microtech.
moving.
No. Yeah.
Everybody's in chat saying 30k.
Damn it, just took it off. I look forward to Idris coming in because they need. I do believe they did need server side to at least get the Idris in squadron.
Yep.
So this would be an important move if they can do that, and it crashed as well, right? So yeah, I look forward to that. I wonder will it be the full Idris or will it be just an outer shell, like we've seen in the Expo?
Now, you know, people are going to try to get in the Idris.
Oh hell yeah, absolutely.
So I'm hoping it's just a shell, but I don't know if they can do that.
I can see it now. I can see people trying to ram through fast enough so they can glitch through it.
But yeah, it'll be interesting.
So did anybody actually buy the Ares?
Nope.
No.
Maybe.
Because one thing it really sold pretty well on the first day, and that was just concierge. It sold just under $800,000. Which I was quite surprised. I was thinking it might be the new Vanguard. You know, Vanguard was the bestseller.
No,
Didn't get that far though.
Well, I don't know sales wise whether it's going to outsell the Vanguard, but the Vanguard is definitely a superior. It depends on the role, right? If you want something that you can do combat in, other than attacking a capital ship, you're going to want the Vanguard. You're not going to want the Ares. You're not. Your chances of one-shotting everybody probably pretty slim.
I don't know. It's all to do with the maneuverability of the ship. I have to wait. Yeah, I'm contemplating actually getting a CCU rather than actually buying it outright. Because there's so many bloody ships. I need to get my fleet really sorted and I have to be disciplined like Juntal is. Because he hasn't bought a ship this year. I'm really proud of him actually.
Well,
for doing that.
You know, he said he's not going to buy any more ships until CIG does something. And he's sticking to it.
Something.
He might get the mole because the mole has does have an appeal for him to what he's trying to accomplish in Star Citizen.
Well, whales like me, you know, like I have a lot of small ships, and I'm trying to figure out why do I have a lot of these small ships.
Redundancy, just in case that you lose the one, you got another one. The backup, just in case.
So where is the mole?
That's a good question. I don't understand why they haven't. But where is it on roadmap?
It did jump there. Progress apparently wasn't made.
It's 9 actions or tasks away from complete. That's usually more than enough for them to put it in the PTU.
And then 10 more suddenly appears out of nowhere.
No, it was like that before.
No, but you know how.
Oh yeah. That's right. I'm sorry, I misunderstood what you said. Yeah, we're only 10 away. Put it in the PTU. Oh, there goes another 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they have not put that in the PTU yet. I wonder why they're waiting. Because I mean, really, they could have put it in. Well, they usually like to do the sale once they put the game, the patch out completely. So why? I thought they had a good opportunity to do it with the Ares, but unfortunately, the new patch isn't ready. So when is this going to come out? And is this going to be part of like the holiday? Is this going to be the holiday sale? I don't think we're going to do a holiday sale this year.
I'm still
They've
waiting
already-
for a surprise, but
They did the Ares. Now they're going to do the
Yeah.
mole next. Do they really need to do a holiday sale?
No.
I don't think there will be a holiday sale per se. Because we know that they wanted to consolidate all this into one. You know, they want to get rid of Gamescom and the anniversary and CitizenCon and the anniversary into one because it was just too much for them.
Mm-hmm. Just for understanding, it was the surprise ship, the Ares.
Well, surprise-ish anyway.
As much as a surprise as they
What is
wanted
he?
it
Well,
to.
its roll was surprising. I'll be honest.
That's what it's doing. It doesn't have landing gear out. Some weird reason.
It's bugged.
But I landed it with it down though. That's a bug. That's a bug.
They want to get it. I didn't even pay attention again. God damn it.
Why?
Where is it? One. They want to get out before Christmas, obviously. So you can expect them all before then.
Yep.
Next week.
I'm pretty sure that even though it may not go 100% live, I think that PTU will go to everybody by the end of next week.
Yeah, I think that happened last year, didn't it?
Yeah,
Something like
it
that.
did. That's kind of the way it went. I think that the build is pretty stable,
I
or
think
was
it is,
pretty
yeah.
stable until
Well, it
today,
depends, really. Yeah.
right? But usually, it only takes them a few days to get that figured out.
Well, this PTU is a stack gathering. That's all they seem to be doing. So usually when they find that the errors or problems that they're looking for, then it's usually ironed out over the next couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
I do expect it to go wider on Tuesday or Wednesday. Definitely.
Yeah, I think tomorrow they'll be busy trying to fix all the bugs and stuff like that, and they'll roll out another patch on Tuesday. If that starts off well, then they'll probably set it up for Wave 2, and then by Friday, hopefully they'll have it live to everybody. And then whenever they decide to just roll it out completely.
Can I punch trees?
That's a good question.
You gonna cut a tree down with that knife?
Nope. Just
Yeah,
gonna
I've
wait-
noticed that earlier. You don't really, if you do it at a rock or something, you don't seem to hit anything. It just goes right through it. Yeah. I've already lost the
That's
Citizen
true,
Con
Zeus.
knife.
It is mostly socks.
One thing that people have noticed that the frame rate is a bit down compared to 3.7.
Mm-hmm.
So don't expect it to be a better performer. It's just about squeezing more shit in, basically.
That's so cold.
Yeah, I like socks.
What else we got going on? Anything? It's pretty quiet, right?
I wouldn't say that. No.
But you know what we can do? We can have a music break and then we figure out what else to talk about.
Okay.
Sure.
Oh no, yeah, it's 9 o'clock. Break it up.
Breaking it up. It's time for some music, ladies and gentlemen. What should we play? In your library. There we go. We got something. Yeah, let's take a little break then. No, not Justin Bieber.
Yeah, Justin Bieber. Yeah,
I would do that
great,
just
yeah.
to piss
That'd be
Rico
awesome.
off, though.
Oh yeah.
Let's
yeah.
just get rid of everybody that's watching.
What a true artist.
Mine is the last voice that you will ever hear. Don't be alarmed.
This is Jared Disco Lando Huckabee, and you're listening to
The Base.
Hi, people.
Oh no, something messed up.
Uh-oh.
We lost the chair.
The chair's gone. No, not the chair.
We lost the chair.
Yeah. Oh, so where's Justin Bieber? You promised Justin Bieber.
Wasn't that Justin Bieber? Kind of sounded like him, though, didn't it?
Was it? Justin Bieber goes to Hollywood.
Right. Exactly.
Yep. Cool. All right, so we decided we're going to talk about the roadmap. Everybody's
Dun,
favorite
dun,
subject.
dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Look at that. The
Mainly,
only is in
probably
Iceland.
what to
Norway.
expect next. Yeah, no chair. We lost the chair. So we're gonna talk about 3.9 because in 3.8 everything is under polish with the exception of the ships, which is not surprising. It doesn't look like many of the ships have moved, so I don't think they're actually working on them except for maybe the mole. That's about it.
Yeah, it's that can be funny because there could be something that they're waiting on. They could be waiting on socks or something before they progress, or some other blocker. That it's probably holding up everything, and then suddenly you find that they start moving again, or they could be not bothering and just taking a break and concentrating on something else. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it could be Squadron 42 related.
Mm.
Who knows? Which, by the way, looks like that's all fucking behind still.
Does it?
I'm not even going to go there.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to go there. I want to stick on the PU because that's what we have. That's what we can play. But yeah, so everything's in polish except for the ships. CIG, give us them all, please. Let's just get it over with. Rip the Band-Aid off. Put it out there. Let's play. 3.9. So here's the one thing I found, which was really exciting, is that the prison is 56 of 59. So they're very close to having the prison done.
Oh.
Unless they add another 10 or 20 tasks.
The only thing is the prisoner, what do you call it?
The outfit?
The suit. Yeah, they haven't touched that. But
That's fine. We can leave them there. They can die. They can. We cannot give them a way to get out. I'm okay with that. You have to stay there until
They pay your fines.
4.0 when they get the suit fixed and ready for you so you can escape.
that's hilarious.
Oh, God, I'm such an asshole sometimes.
You learn
But
from the best.
yeah, I was really excited about seeing that the prison's almost done. I think I'm more excited about the prison than I am actually New Babbage being complete.
Ooh.
Because it's a whole different gameplay.
Well, it's a gameplay. Yeah, it's a gameplay.
Well, that was late.
That's what we really are lacking.
I mean, I'm definitely going to get myself put in jail. Now, just to experience that.
That won't be too difficult.
Did you lose a wing?
I did.
You did, yeah.
I hit a tree and then it continued and then it ripped off 2 seconds later. Damage.
That's funny.
Yeah.
What else is in 3.9? Let's see.
These are near the fields biome though.
So AI is supposed to be able to use different weapon types, I guess. That hasn't been touched. Improvements to civilians. We're actually going to see them mop the floors, I guess.
What
'Cause
improvements?
have you seen the one guy walking around in
I
the
have.
stations with the one mop in his hand?
The squeezy mop, yeah.
I've seen them
he's just
lying
walking
around.
with it. I'm waiting to see him start mopping the floors with that stick.
You can do your job, dude.
Let's see. You guys check out the moons. No. No, actually, somebody else did.
They did, yes. So I was tempted myself. I just tried there today to quit Quantum and see can I get to the moons, but I failed. So yeah, somebody's managed to get on the moons of Microtech. One of them's really, really red. I mean, really red. Yeah, get the picture there.
First land.
And the other one looks cool actually. I like the one with the canyons. Hope that's cool to fly through. But yeah, the red moon is going to be interesting.
I mean, I didn't imagine them actually having something that's representable in any case, though. So it could just be not even close to what's going to be, or it could be. I mean, I didn't expect it to be something that actually in any way represents the moon as it's going to be. But
it looks more complete than I expected.
Yeah,
though.
the one that they showed looks more complete than I expected too. Is there we go. This one, yeah. And like how that's some sort of type of biome terrain that we've not even seen before. Like it's flat, but it has all these crackles, kind of like canyon-like, which is interesting.
That'll be interesting. Yeah, for sure.
Oh man, the water droplets, they're cool.
Yep. So here's some disappointing news.
Oh, here's the weather now.
And the other one's red. Yeah. There we go.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, that looks cool. That does look cool.
Well,
Yeah.
that definitely
That's-
is placeholder.
Here, I'm going to be a chauvinist. I'm going to say that's going to be the women's most favorite planet because of the colors.
Colors, yeah.
Other people kept
I
saying
hope
that
there's
in the Reddit post. I think where I got it from, and like, oh, it would actually be cool if something like that existed. Really alien-like fauna, and I mean, like something like that exists in Space Engineers when they made planets in that game, and it's at a certain point you're just like, yeah, it's just too weird. I'm not sure.
we need
They're probably
weird.
not gonna do
We
this.
need weird,
It's-
yeah. I hope they do weird.
Yeah, but
We
not
do it.
weird like this. This is just obviously it's
I don't know. It didn't look
placeholder,
weird.
but-
It was just a different type of color. That's all. I mean, we have those colors in or on our planet. It's just it's not as a large a scale as that is. It's more concentrated in small areas. But you should see some of the stuff that's on this planet that people don't realize.
The depths
So
of the
putting it out
ocean.
there in a larger scale, I'm all for it. That's part of the wonder of the game is all the new experiences that we're going to have, right? Even though it's a game, being able to go to these exotic locations, planets, and stuff like that will. And if you don't like it, you just don't go there again, right? So I'm kind of really looking forward to that. So I'm really disappointed in myself. I got all hyped about the planet, the prison being almost done, but I didn't go far enough down to see that the prison missions were only 6 of 61.
Boo!
Right?
They're trolling you.
Well, I mean, it's still not a bad thing because if you go to jail and they just throw you in the prison, you can't get out because there's no missions to help you get out. So,
By the way, and if I see this building here,
that's the one.
Garages.
That's where the garage is. Yeah. So,
But
I'll go down
here's
to-
something that I found that was really interesting, right? For 6.9, and I really hope they get this in. Economy generated missions. Tony Z stuff.
What do you mean by that? That can be anything really.
And
Did I say
dynamic
6'9"?
missions, you mean?
39. Did I say 6'9"? 39.
It's 6'9", yeah.
Guess where I know where my mind's at.
You mean dynamically generated missions that are dynamically generated based on the need
The
for
economy, yeah.
economy's workings that Tony's
That would be a really big win for them, because right now everybody just goes to the spreadsheet, finds out what missions make them the most money, and that's what they run.
Yeah,
And it's the same missions over and over and over again. And the only success is the ones that don't crash and lose everything. Right? If they get that in, that's going to be big.
Yeah. Well,
let's see.
But I mean, and they would have said so by now, though, don't you think?
What?
If they'd had that planned for 3.9.
Those missions, it's in there. It's in a roadmap.
Dynamic?
Well, yeah. Economy generated missions.
Oh,
That's
really?
dynamic.
The
dynamic mission system
cool.
allows content to be generated tailored to the current environment. And then they're also going to be doing
Look at the size of this garbage door.
mission generations along quantum travel. So a lot of this, it looks like they're going to start introducing Tony Z stuff next year.
Oh man!
Additional condition.
Actually, that's exciting. Actually,
oh my god, they're putting commodity transfer timers as well.
Well, I think that's just loading up cargo, isn't it?
I don't know if it's loading cargo or if that's the automatic loading and unloading of cargo will require time. Yes, so that's loading and unload. Oh, I thought that was like perishables.
No, because you're supposed to wait for when the cargo gets loaded. You know, you can't just simply.
That's true.
Magic and hey presto.
Bye, poof, it's loaded.
Let's see what the location and the current level of demands.
Additional we can get in here
to expedite the processing.
I know that's a lift.
Ships will be unavailable until such processing has been completed. Nice. Economy display terminals. Accounting app design and implementation of the accounting app. Yeah, so next year. It's entirely possible, Zeus.
That looks
entirely
weird.
Possible. But I would, if they can get that in 3.9 Q1, that would be freaking awesome. That would be just fucking awesome. I mean, we saw Quantum, right, during the presentation. So it looks like they got the part down where they were able to connect all the servers together and bring in all that information. And that's really going to be the interesting part, right? So unless they get the server meshing done, right? Can they do it with one application, or do they need to build an instance of the economy for each of the different servers? Or does it matter at this point? Does it just generates the mission so people can actually do them, right? Just the tier 0. It doesn't matter.
I don't know how that works.
That'd be interesting. That's more behind the scenes things that the players don't really need to be aware. It's got my interest because I get into that kind of stuff. Yeah, you're probably right, Zeus. It'll probably be faked until they actually get the server meshing done. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that 3.9 because nothing annoys me more than the people saying I made $100 million, 100 UEC in this one run and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, only because it's a freaking spreadsheet. I can do it too. You know, it's not a big deal. But when you have a dynamic economy, then it's a little bit more challenging. So I'm really looking forward to that.
I lost audio there for a second.
Yep.
Puppies.
Heard you pop out. Let's see. PvP bounties. So no big deal. Death animation improvements. Who cares? Player status system. It's kind of important. So
is that not the temperature and the thing that
which
display
one
that we had? Remember the new display on your helmet, your HUD.
Well,
that was in the demo.
That's
right?
interesting.
That's breaking
That
the
should
game.
be part of the regular stuff. I don't know where that actually falls into. Because right now, you can go out into Microtech with just a regular suit. That environmental suit makes no difference at all.
No.
You go out, you can go in an undersuit and you'll be fine. You won't suffer any effects. So the question is when does that come into play? Is that actually still part of the 3.8 or
No,
is
I don't
that
think it is.
later? It's just that right now it's just a Planet Tech.
No, it's later. Yeah.
So
No.
System.
Flowers.
So don't know when they're going to implement that. They're supposed to be. They're putting kiosks for repair, refuel, and restock.
So you no longer do it by Mobiglass.
Well, you can probably still do it by Mobiglass, but that method sucks. If you don't want to leave your ship, you just want to sit down and have them refuel you and stuff and then take off. But again, right now it's almost instantaneous. So if they change that to it's not instantaneous, that it actually takes time, you might have to actually get out of your ship
Yeah.
and then go in and use the kiosk.
Yeah, that's sensible. Why not? You have to wait for your cargo. Why not wait for your ship to be repaired? Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense to put the kiosk in the stations.
That would drive you crazy.
But people forget. You go out in your underwear, actually. Yeah, that's true. You can actually go out with no gear on at all and not be affected. Well, the thing is like I forget all the time. I get in the ship. I got in my Avenger. I went to go to Microtech. I couldn't go there in one jump, so I went to a station to get refueled. Of course, the station wouldn't refuel. But then I logged out, right? And then I come back in and I take off. And then I realize I don't have enough fuel again. And I got to go back. And then I realized that station doesn't work, which is annoying. So I had to grab another ship. But what the point is that people are going to forget.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I forget all the time that I have to refuel my ship.
Oh, no. I've gotten to a habit that the minute I land in the station, I refuel before I get out. It's the very first thing I do.
Yeah.
Soon enough, they're going to just plaster the stations with signs saying, don't forget to refuel.
I probably need that.
Right? We're all old people.
Old people, we need that little reminder. Let's see. So Cutlass Blue is scheduled for 3.9.
Forget it.
I don't see that happening, mainly because they still haven't gotten very far with the red.
Yeah.
And the carrot.
The Vulture, that'll be interesting.
Oh, that's
But they haven't gone anywhere with that, but that's an important one because that's the start of the salvage. But there's no sign of that whatsoever.
That's Grey Cat, isn't it?
Yeah, no, Vulture's
the Vulture.
Drake.
That's the Drake one that looks like a beefed up dragonfly.
Yeah, no, I was thinking of the SRV.
The one that looks exactly the same as the Salvager and Eve.
Yeah, that one. Well, they don't have to. They built plenty of ships that don't have functionality, right? So they can still do that with that ship. And then the M50's back on the schedule for 3.9 as well. But right now, I mean, unless they can get, I just don't see the Drake being done. Unless they take a crew, let's say they take the people that are doing the mole and put it on. Well, no, it's supposed to be. So if they're doing quarterly or what is it, semi-annual, right? 6 months now for a project.
Per team. Yeah.
Wouldn't they already be working on the Vulture?
They should be, yeah. Technically,
Right.
if they're
Some way,
separate
yeah.
into teams, but
So if they take the team that worked on the Mole and they moved it over to the Vulture, then maybe.
Ooh, storms coming in.
Something's got to give, because let's just assume every ship we have in 3.8 right now, the Mole, the Prowler, the Carrack, and Cutlass Red are all individual teams, which I doubt, because we would be getting much more progress on these ships. Even if they moved, these ships aren't even going to be done until what? The Carrack isn't going to be done until February,
if we're lucky.
right? And if that team has to take on one of the other ships, they're not going to be able to do it, right?
Well, I'm pretty sure. Well, weren't the pipeline, the ship pipeline thing split in a way that even the specific designers work on specific brands only, just because they made that and they really know the inner workings of a style guide of a specific brand, and that they won't use other teams for that, simply because it would look weird if they did.
Well, they'd want to put their own personal touches to it, I think is what they had said at that one point. Even though they're using the style guide, they might do a couple of little different things, which kind of derails it a little bit. So I don't know. I do remember them saying something about that. You're right. Let's see. We got some more weapons coming out. No pictures.
Pew, pew.
No cut. Pew pew.
Notice, actually, back to 3.8 for a moment and weapons. Notice that you can actually now buy the Vandal weapons in store.
You can?
Yeah.
What Vandal weapons?
All of them, for the glaive and the size, the size 5 cannon,
okay.
the missiles. You can buy them in store in the stations. Yeah.
Can you put them on other ships?
Somebody managed to get the missiles on another ship, but they didn't have enough money for the size 5 weapon. But it looked horrible because it's the old texturing and yeah. I thought that was quite interesting. Maybe they're planning for those ships to the weapons to degrade, so you have to buy it now and again.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, the ships are in
yeah,
game,
yeah.
so they would need to sell the parts for it somewhere.
Yeah, but there seems to be, I know it's a lot of talk from devs about degrading of components now. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to get you to buy more. Yeah, like you. They did talk about, as I said earlier on, about smaller ships and their quantum drives wearing out faster. So that maybe they're trying to bring that in for the rest of the components that they're forcing you to update or upgrade your weapon.
Right. This has got a good point. It's like, where's my 5 million UEC?
It's where you left it.
Never had it. But yeah, he got
That's a lot of subscriptions there, Zeus.
Yeah, for subscribers only. No. This patch they didn't, or this patch they didn't bother to give 5 million UEC to everybody. It's actually around 100,000.
No, it's what what's live supposed to be.
Yeah.
Though
I have a lot more in live than 100,000.
Well, yeah, mine's half. I'm only getting half of than what it should be getting. Hopefully, there'll be a wipe. There needs to be a wipe before they implement 3.8, and then they can keep it there, because it'd be a bit unfair to everybody if they don't do
The
a
whole
wipe.
game's unfair.
Well, I'm figuring
Life's unfair.
PTU and live are always separate, and they will always be separated. Even though it seems like they took the amount from the live versions. It's still separated. So whenever 3.8 goes live, I'm pretty sure they won't take whatever you earned in the PTU over to live, because that's people lose a lot because of problems.
But the PTU, they used to give us 5 million,
yeah,
everybody, so that they
testing.
can buy everything and they can test everything. But they didn't do it this time around.
Yeah, I have to say, I have to complain about this because I still haven't got that rocket launcher yet because I'm running short of cash already.
How are you running? What are you buying?
Well, I like to gear up first before I do anything. So I
That's
usually
a lot
get
of gear.
No, it's not really. I get the same stuff. It'll probably cost me about 20,000 UEC.
But they give you 100,000.
No, but I don't get the full amount for some reason.
Have you tried wiping?
Yeah,
out
wipe it. Yeah. So I'll probably have to send a ticket to CS and see what they say. But yeah, I haven't got a chance to test that. So I don't know what it's like. I tried the sniper gun. I do like that a lot. Oh yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. That's a nice weapon.
Yeah, the mining lasers.
But that defeats the purpose anyway. That's one of the reasons was that you're supposed to test everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's weird.
So unless they are testing, not wiping, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, because they haven't done a single wipe, have they?
Well, I have now. They did when the PTU went wide. Went out to the plebs. So they wiped it there.
They've only had, what, one patch since then? One minor patch?
No, I haven't touched that. It's the same.
Still the same one?
Same one. It's all about stack gathering this weekend. So I expect another patch probably maybe Tuesday, maybe late Monday. That's how things usually go.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll probably give it out to Wave 2. Maybe to test the socks a bit more. Because they really want it.
I definitely think that it's having issues.
Yeah, I think it is.
With the higher volume that they had today.
Mm.
So they really need to... But it's all good data that they can use to hopefully get it to perform.
Mm-hmm.
That looks bad.
It's unintended, I think. It just looks weird. Too flashy.
I wouldn't mind it if you didn't have the blue skies.
It just looks like it's like going by so fast.
Well, I think,
and you're right. The blue skies really make it.
Mm. If it was grey, then you wouldn't mind it, I think.
Well, it would be grey if you were in the middle of this fog, so you wouldn't even see that. I think the intention is that the fog that you keep flashing by is supposed to stay, and then the wind effect is going to indicate that it's storming. But it shouldn't flash so much, not that fog effect.
Yeah. And like you said, the blue sky it doesn't feel right.
Yeah, that's an immersion breaker for me, but anyway.
I'm not sure if it's probably still like that even from the sky too. So right now it's storming down here or something is happening to the weather. But when I go back up, it's just gone.
You need to go back to the snowy area so you can show that exploit.
I did during the break.
Did
you?
I did. Yeah, do it. No, but do it during the show so that we can.
No, I mean I did the show during the break.
I wasn't paying attention.
They saw it during the break.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. If you're ever doing an FPS fight on a planet side, you can just hide in the
snow dune.
In the snow dunes, yeah, it's a bit ridiculous.
They can't see you, and you can see them.
So if this weather effect is working properly, you would assume that you would even see that weather effects from the sky, right? Because that means that you can even use it tactically, because you can take a ship in.
Hold it there for a second.
You can hide here.
Don't move. See the shadow? Also, that's another bug. You can't see the ship hull for some reason, but you can see things like the doors and the components.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
But when you can really use weather tactically, okay, I can't really see anything down there right now.
Oh yeah, LOD.
So you can be in the middle of a snowstorm, and you can't see anything outward. But if someone were to be
Flying overhead.
overhead,
the mining
they could just see you standing there because they don't see the heavy storm fog or whatever.
Sorry, Zeus
breaks immersion too.
Zeus brought up a good point up about lack of money. So it's
Money.
nearly 300,000 for a bloody size 2 mining head, even though we can't use it. But that's for the mole anyway. That
The size 2
mining
won't
head.
fit the prospector.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't. Yeah, the size 2
But
is
the,
only. for the mole.
but the other ones are still quite expensive.
Yeah.
So again, this is where the 5 million will come in handy. So how can you test it? You know, I've not had a chance to test the mining heads.
No.
I just don't have the money for them.
Seen them around. Some of them have a lot of weird stats on them that I have no idea what they are.
Well, they're supposed to, right? So one of them was supposed to make it easier to mine the harder materials, but
Let's
you
check
risk
this, hang on.
blowing them up.
So here's a bunch of variables I've found though, because not all the mining heads that are available in the game have all of these stats on them. Even some of them have some of these and some
Well,
other.
they have the descriptions that tell you what they do.
Yeah, but there are specific stats that are not listed on every item in the game, at least, because it's like you have an optimal range, you have a maximum range, you have an extraction throughput, which basically indicates how much SCU per second the thing can scoop in. Now, power transfer, whatever that means, because there's no unit attached to it. It doesn't say like power per second or whatever. It's just a number. And then it says instability dampening, and it has a percentage value, positive or negative. Resistance percentage value, of course, also. Charge rates, also percentages. Catastrophic charge rate, percentage. Optimal charge window size, positive or negative percentage. Throttle responsiveness delay, percentage value. There we go. And it's another shatter damage, percentage value. Consumable slots, which is a numerical.
So you're saying that those are the things there, but they don't have values on them?
No, they have values on them. I just don't know what they are. It's
What do they mean?
Well,
Yeah,
When was the last time you went mining?
mining nerds. Yeah.
well, mining
The
nerds.
mining
yeah.
nerds know what that stuff
Well,
is.
probably do, yeah. But it's interesting because it makes it. They probably have a lot of complicated stuff implemented in there.
Oh,
But
man, I have to go
mining
to school.
is-
I'm assuming
Yeah.
some of them means that they've added extra, like this one, catastrophic charge rate, which probably means that when it goes into the red zone when you're mining, how fast it actually charges when you're doing that. So you would rather want that value low instead of high.
Jesus, how did he balance that?
Right. So it's a lot of balancing there. And throttle responsiveness delay. The hell did that matter? Shatter damage. Now, obviously, if that had a higher value in a specific item, it would do more damage when you shatter.
Did we go down?
Did we? No, we didn't.
It's gone down for me. Yep. I think we had. No, we're back again. Okay.
What did T.O. do?
We died because it was boring conversation.
Too in-depth mining.
Born to serve to death.
But mining is really
Look,
it's a great mechanic. It's very engaging.
I see clouds.
But I hear
And
a book
it's
coming.
very unforgiving when you fuck up, which is great.
Isn't it? Yeah. Even the
I think the
FPS
funniest
mining.
thing I saw, I think the funniest thing I saw was someone was FPS mining and they overcharged the rock and it blew them up. That was fucking hysterical.
Well, and it can blow people around you, blow up people around you too, and it can
Kill
knock them
everybody around
far
you, yeah.
away. Even there's like the kinetic force that releases is even quite big. If even if you have a ship nearby, it probably explode as well.
I
Damage
wonder
it.
if armor comes in properly. Does having heavy armor actually protect you? Let's say you have
Sure.
to mine really volatile stuff by hand.
This canopy
probably
does
come
not
out-
have.
They'll probably come out with specific
The
mining
droplets
armor.
thing. The Avengers underdeveloped.
Well, they're still tweaking it, right, Zeus? So, for that one team, it's their full-time job. I'm sure they got other people working on other things. I would hope, but it could be that team is the only ones working on the new stuff, and until they get that one to where they can say we're done with it, they're not going to start something else. That's a possibility. I'm not saying that's the way I would want them to do it, but you got a point. I mean, but some of this stuff does take time. You know.
What can you do?
Yeah, that's true. That is true. We do have only a finite amount of time, and we would like the game to be done before we die. That's for sure.
Speak for yourself. I want to live forever.
I'm immortal until someone proves
We're not
me
that
otherwise.
Yep.
And don't anybody go trying to prove it either. Thank you very much. Yeah, so the mining is really cool, and right, we do need our 5 million for PTU. It doesn't make sense that if we don't have the money to buy the things, we can't test. But do people really test when they have that money? It's like, how much testing do that people really do? I see a lot of people going to PTU and freaking ram ships on hangars on Port Alice and stuff like that. Not testing.
Well, obviously they don't. Yeah, but not in the Evo Carry though. Even the Evo Carry didn't get to 5 million.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Though I shouldn't be talking about that. I just broke the NDA.
Ooh.
Sorry, you've just been revoked.
We're recording this, right?
That's it. You're gone.
Stupid I can't talk about it, but anyway. SC League seems to know everything.
Yeah, it's sad.
So I have to admit, I'm not too happy with them of late. I'm not happy with them spoiling the Idris mission.
I don't think. Well,
see, my long-term worry is about them revealing stuff about Squadron 42, because I said this yesterday as well, that we know that there are members in that who are also members of SC refunds.
Yeah, they came from the whole Derek Smart fan group.
And we know that they don't have the game at best interest.
right.
So my biggest fear is that once Squadron 42 starts coming out, that they will actually do it deliberately just to troll us. So I just think that they're getting a bit too much free reign at the moment. And spoiling things like the Idris mission is just, I don't think it's cool. I think that's a bit much. And then everybody else is showing it off. Like I think Super Mac Brothers had a video there. Don't get me wrong, I like the man, but you shouldn't be doing that.
You're feeding them now.
Yeah.
It's they're trying to keep the hype going, right?
I think that's an excuse.
Well, yeah.
It's the now generation. We want it now. That kind of thing. Instant gratification.
But
First.
here's something. Let's put a twist on it, like I always do. I like to put a positive twist on it, right? Okay. So, I understand your point. They're showing us that the Idris is going to be a potential mission and stuff like that. It kind of ruins the story or whatever until that one first person that actually goes in there and ends up having to go fight an Idris all by himself, and he's like, what the fuck, right? But the positive piece to this is that we know that the Idris is going to be in the universe soon.
UE Navy's here.
And we don't necessarily have to wait until Squadron 42. Okay. Now, we don't get to play in it, per se. We don't get to fly ours, per se.
I want to see their skin.
But we can actually maybe experience it, right? Before Squadron 42.
Right.
So I rather look at it from that perspective, that we have a chance to see it, engage it.
Don't get me wrong. I have no problem with the mission itself. It's the spoiling of it. We
Okay.
shouldn't have known the rest of that message that was going about in Port Olisar. But now we know everything about it.
Well, it just I don't think it's really a spoiler.
It was. It reveals other systems and...
Well, it talks about other systems and stuff, but it doesn't necessarily... We know that Pyro is going to be the first place we jump to. When we get to jump to, we don't know. But that's not a surprise, right? So we have an organization, a bunch of rebels, right? Or whatever you call them.
Terrorists.
Terrorists, rebels, freedom fighters, whatever, that want to make a statement in a Staten system. Their base of operations is in another system. Ooh. Maybe that's why the Idris mission isn't around, because you have to go to Pyro.
It's the Navy.
Ooh.
I just noticed these guys
but anyway,
orbiting this. I know what they're doing here.
You know, it's nothing... I don't think it's really anything spoilery.
I don't know. I just prefer not to know about it. I don't think it is.
Well, here's the thing: if you don't want to know about it and it doesn't get leaked or anything like that, and nobody shares it, then you'll never know about it. You won't be able to experience
it's in the game.
Unless you actually come across the mission yourself.
Zeus, are you serious?
I see.
What do you mean spoiling? God. Okay.
No, he's got a good point.
So we shouldn't have even been talking about this subject.
We know that the transmissions have been going on. We know that it's leading up to something.
It must be, obviously.
But I prefer not to
we don't know
really
what
all you can say,
the particular details are. We know that there's an Idris mission coming. We know that there's an 890 jump mission coming.
890 jump mission is in the game. 3.8.
Yeah, it's already in the game and it's being tested, right?
Yeah, but that's
so
just,
the next one was going to be the Idris mission. I don't think that was a spoiler. I think that was a nice way of letting us know that it's coming down the pipe. And we're going to actually get to engage in Idris, which is what people have been asking for.
Well,
how we get there, I don't think is really all that important. As long as we get there.
I don't know. Maybe I've just been silly, but the whole thing was data mined, and I just don't like that.
That's the weird part too. Because on that note, I've noticed that even some of the
Idris thing wasn't data mined. That was a leak by CIG.
When?
During their presentation, when they actually had one of the videos where they were missions that they were working on, and the 890 one. The Idris mission was there. It was.
You mean that thing? Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
But still, people are trying
PO audio is probably tying into that Idris mission. Is what
that's
everybody's making that correlation.
That correlation is something that people make up. They have to realize that may not even be related to each other at all, because they're tying two things together that they're guessing, and it's just it may just be total. It doesn't feel. I mean, to be honest, it doesn't even feel like it's connected. I mean, Idris mission, these garbled messages in Port Olisar.
Well, they're a rebel
I don't really
force.
get the connection.
It'll be interesting to see.
But what I don't.
I'm just. Go ahead.
Even though I've seen that even some of these supposedly in-lore news outlets that some of the community seem to be operating under, and they take this sort of information to mark it as lore news, but it really just, I mean, if you're drawing a line there, then if you're a lore news source, you take news sourced from the game, right, and not from anything else. Which kind of surprised me how some of those sort of official news outlets that they've created jump onto this news, which could be totally unrelated.
Mm-hmm. Well, people are starving for information, right? We've known that for a long time now.
Are we really that bad for information?
Yeah.
Or are we just getting greedy? I don't know.
Isn't that the same?
Chip's not repairing.
I mean, people want to know. People want to know what's coming down the line for us to be able to play Star Citizen and be involved and all that kind of stuff. So, they're gonna dig through whatever they can, every little scrap, to figure out what's coming. I mean, look at what I was doing earlier. I was going through the freaking roadmap, trying to figure out what's coming.
Yeah, but that's official information.
Well, that screenshot was kind of official information too from the video.
But that didn't tell anything. It just tell. Well, how do we know that wasn't just somebody trolling?
Wasn't the Ares just a picture of a bunch of people? Wasn't that? Didn't a lot of people think that was just trolling too?
Yeah, well, we didn't know what that was either. We just guessed.
It was, people were guessing. They were speculating.
That was obviously intended.
Right. It was obviously intended.
Timed so perfectly.
Same thing with the list of missions, right? 890 jump. All the way at the bottom was Idris.
Yeah, well, we knew that was coming anyway.
Yeah, but it was in the same screenshot. It was in the same mission log as the 890. And it was Idris whatever. So, again, they troll us all the time. They deliberately drop those little hints in there. So, is that a spoiler?
Not that, no. But people then try and go and dig into the which back then even was still under NDA, the 3.8 build, to try and find hints of this and what it leads to. Is kind of
anybody could have gone into the 3.7
you can do that.
Dug up those audio files.
Fine when you're trying to dig it to find out if that's something you want to do is fine, but dumping it onto the web without any regard for spoiling it for others is kind of. Be careful with that, though. Really,
yeah, that's a good point.
And people kind of jump on that too quickly to then mark it as, oh, this is happening, and it may not be related.
Yeah, but we're starving for content. So we are starving for content. Some people, they're okay with just grabbing a ship, going from point A to point B, making some money, doing some of the missions and stuff like that. Other people, they want more.
2 terminals. What the fuck is only 2 terminals?
Well, yeah.
Well, are we jumping ahead of everybody else?
You'd imagine. Oh, I guess. No, yeah, more terminals.
Cool.
That's beautiful.
Let's jump in queues.
It's orange.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to whatever they come up with. I really should play more, though. I will say I'm not as active in there as I should be.
Pad 1, there you go, sir. Trying to push me out of the way.
Is the Navy... Oh, something just blew up here. The Navy's still around this station for whatever reason. I didn't realize the Navy operates here. Isn't the local security supposed to do that?
Oh, there should be, but there's a lot of pirates around here. The pirates seem to get closer to the station. I don't think we're going to crash now.
I think that's intended or not.
Making
I don't know.
Progress.
Wow.
I'm looking forward to seeing Orson in 4.0.
Yeah, that seems to be progressing quite nicely.
Yeah,
Though
these players getting these engines.
Oh, you
shut
gotta
off.
be kidding me, man. God damn it. Get stuffed.
Is that your Buccaneer? I don't think it is. It's whatever it was, it's destroyed right now. Turts took care of it.
What, are they shooting bloody
Ooh.
ships again?
Oh, it was a criminal.
Alright, no.
So it was.
I'm a good guy. Why is he
The
coming with
Navy's
me?
still around here, though. They see they're still marked UAE Navy. They have
Is
a
he
Warden
following
and a
me?
Valkyrie Hammerhead.
Mm.
Oh, lots of Navy. More Navy. Yeah, only Wardens and Hammerheads.
Yeah, seriously, CIG. More than 2 terminals, please. Thank you very much. I don't know what they were thinking of it, though.
Okay. These things have specific skins.
Yeah, what color are they?
No, they're
Looks very
green,
white.
but
Oh, are they green? Oh, okay.
oh, green and white. I don't see a logo though.
Wow. There's a lot of people around here.
Oh, what else? I feel like we can end this show anyway, just soon enough.
Is it dark? It's dark, isn't it? Yeah, it's dark.
Yeah,
Are you guys still outside of Microtech?
Yeah.
I'm outside
Well,
of
that's where
station.
everybody's going. That's why the terminals are such a mess. Everybody
Yeah,
wants
but
to go there.
there's still only 2, though. Well, you know, it's stupid that there's only 2. But it's pretty.
Yeah. That's a really good point, because if this is the main place where people are going to be bringing in all the cargo and all that other stuff, instead of going down planet side, you got to have the terminals to allow people to get their ships and do whatever they need to do.
The big old station. There's no doubt about that.
Yep, Star Citizen is big, if nothing else. Got a lot of big assets.
Everybody's gone down. Yeah. Let's see, can I get down without crashing?
I was watching Scorpion 66 is Starco. He's coming in for down to the planet to go take a look at I guess it was Microtech or one of the stations on someplace else. I don't remember what. And it was dark and he wasn't paying attention. And he just plowed right into the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I've done
Yep.
that. I've done that before. Yeah.
It's so easy to do at night if you're not
It
watching
is.
your altimeter. Splat.
I remember playing with the org, and I was in a Valkyrie, and I was coming down fast, and we were just talking and laughing, and I completely forgot about him. Just slammed right into the world, and we took about another half an hour trying to get everybody together again. Yeah, they weren't too happy about me.
Nope. There's penalties.
Uh-oh. And looks like I might slam again.
I see people flying around with their engines at, redlining all the time for speed. Man, that's gonna be expensive when
there is.
when component degradation comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Where's the bloody place?
Well, as long as you don't afterburn too much, I think that's still fine, because you're just continuing the engine thrust beyond the normal SCM speed. You're not actually putting more power into it, which is why you notice when you're in an atmosphere, you cannot reach very far beyond that SCM speed, because at a certain point you hit a terminal velocity and you cannot go any faster. You can try and afterburn pushing the engines, which will make you go a little faster, but it'll back down again if you release it. Supposedly, even weather affects the flight model. I haven't really felt any difference.
Now, right now, it says it doesn't affect it.
I thought I saw in the patch note that
It's
it
in
would.
the patch
But
notes. It's supposed to eventually,
Oh,
but
it's
in the patch
supposed to,
notes
yeah.
it says it doesn't.
okay.
Well, you can even see the Shubin mining headquarters from here.
But the
Where you at?
headquarters is not on Microtech, is it? Not in the lore, though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. No, it is.
It is. Is it?
Yeah.
I missed that. Oh. I thought they had like their giant ass mining platform HQ and whatever was it.
Well, that's not their headquarters. That's just their mining platform in the one system.
Hmm.
Are we sure that this is their home base?
Yep.
Maybe it's just a corporate
Remember in the-
headquarters.
Yeah, that's their main, the corporate headquarters, yeah. No, I remember in the lore.
Interesting.
It is beautiful at night. It really is. Microtech is really nice. At day, it's kind of meh. But that's what you get when you're all covered in snow.
It looks weird from orbit too and day because you can see these black blobs from orbit. You kind of see these black squares. It's weird what that looks like because those are the districts. But it just looks like black pieces on the ground. It should be just as white as the rest, really, because it's supposed to be mostly covered. Oh, that orange thing, yeah.
That's a pretty building.
It's 3 buildings. 2 on either side and 1 in the center. And the rail, well, you can't see it, but I know the rail goes right underneath the middle of it.
I bet you Eden Star would just drool.
Oh, she'll
Architectural.
criticize it.
Hmm.
She'll criticize it, going, no, it doesn't follow this rule.
Whatever. I bet you she'll
Architects are a pain.
Architects. Yeah.
Oh, they're a pain.
Architects will be architects.
Yeah. My dating with architects over the years is just, yeah, they're annoying.
Oh, I'll tell Eden you said that. Eden, We Hamster thinks you're annoying.
Date architects.
Actually, I don't know.
Oh, this will take a while getting down anyway.
She needs to get back into the game,
Are we done?
Omega.
I
See?
guess.
Omega?
There's a company here called Omega. They make watches, don't they? Same logo and everything.
Don't know.
Like in the real world. Yeah. Sort of a... What is that free advertising? They gave Chris a
No.
very fancy watch.
I don't.
And he said, yeah, stick our logo in the game.
We have plenty of space for you to advertise. Here's a giant planet. No. Okay.
Yeah,
Zeus
let's
is
set it
gone. Is he still gone, or did he really leave?
I don't
think
know.
he left. Zeus is a very serious person, I think.
He is, yeah, sometimes.
So if he said he's leaving, he probably left.
I don't know what he meant by the spoilers. He knew exactly what the spoilers were.
Maybe he was just bored of us because we're not very entertaining today and just used that as an excuse.
No, John told
We're
today,
entertaining.
So, his daddy wasn't here.
Oh, well, is that it?
We weren't providing enough salt for Zeus.
Whoa!
Ooh, that was close. See, that's why you should be flying in third person. Not that you would have seen it in first person either.
No. Oh, yeah, let's put the lights on. Yeah.
I think that's some good
That's why
lights.
he didn't see you. No lights.
Yeah, I only going to third person for our
Is that-
audience.
There's a courtyard that you see in one of the screenshots.
Oh, no, he's trolling me. This guy has gone
Yep.
around. Yeah.
It's probably Zeus.
It's somewhere down there, isn't it? The courtyard from the
Probably
picture.
Zeus.
Let's see.
You can't tell. You have to aim at it, I think.
Salt Daddy Juntao.
I don't know. What's his name? Run to your pulse. What? Oh, that's a strange bloody username, anyway.
All right.
Maybe
I guess we're
stream
done.
sniper me.
Yeah. Stream sniping, no. People watch this stream.
Yeah, right. Good
Yeah,
luck.
no.
Not a whole lot.
They have to mutually
I
add each
remember
other
the
anyway.
days when people used to watch this stream, but not anymore.
Remember during the days where Arena Commander matches had a specific, what was it even? What you call it? A code, a specific match code. That before there were even contacts, right? Although there were contacts, but they were on the website only. They were not in game. And back then you had like match codes, which was basically the unique code for that specific match that was on the server, and you could join it by inputting that code. So basically, when someone's streaming a specific free flight or Arena Commander multiplayer match, you could just join them randomly.
Yeah, he's trying to. Good luck to you. Yeah, he's trying to troll me. Good luck to him, mate. Yeah,
Gadge beer.
I'm gonna have fun with him now in a moment.
Thank
there
you
he
for
goes.
watching then, I guess. Gadge beer.
Yep. We have at least one person.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a restricted area. I didn't realize we had any.
Everything else is a bot.
Bots.
Yep.
Well, we're not
Yep.
King. What's its name? I probably shouldn't say that anyway.
Oh, there is a restricted area. Oh, wow.
Yes.
Ooh.
When did they
Oh, they
implement
put the
that?
explosion back. Nice.
There's even restricted areas,
Okay.
and I think even on those placeholder moons, that people said that you cannot really land on them because that blows you up.
Look at my visor. It's still dirty.
Oh, so you didn't die? You
Can't see it.
teleported.
I teleported, yes.
You didn't actually die.
Yeah. It's still dirty.
You're invincible.
Still wet. Oh, no, there it goes now. It's gone. That was interesting. I didn't realize they brought that in finally. Because that wasn't there.
Really?
You could land anywhere you wanted or go anywhere. So that's interesting. That's a pity now.
Okay, let's go, and we're done with this show. Thank you all for watching. The Eternal Hamster.
Thanks, everyone.
I live forever.
Let's me get an outro going, and then we can leave you. See you around, everybody.
Justin Bieber.
We'll be on
Tyson
Discord.
Justin Bieber.
Have a good one, everyone.
Goodbye.
Tyson Justin Bieber. Go on now.
We'll
Yeah,
be on
you want
Discord, whatever. People who can find it there.
Bye
See
bye,
ya.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
I support the monkeys. Do you? Check out The Base, 24/7 online radio. Oh, yeah! Visit us at TheBase.sc. They're professionals.